Well, Yureesh, I am so thankful that that you have come and able to speak to the Intercoiffure members. And everybody always knows you. They already know you. They love and adore you anyway.
Mm.
But not only because they like you, they always take away so much information from you, and you're so generous in sharing all of your knowledge. I'd like to thank L'Oreal for helping us get you here.
Absolutely.
And both of you are just such great members and supporters of Intercoiffure America Canada. So thank you, and I'm going to turn it over to you, and I am going to have a notepad here taking tons of notes. So thank you again.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Sheila. And thank you so much for having me. Listen, thank everyone on here and everybody that's going to view this after, in the recordings, for really taking the time, for your commitment, and really for trying something new. This is an amazing time for us. It's so interesting where we're given the opportunity to really reimagine the way our businesses are and the way education can be as well. So it's super exciting. Thank you so much again for having me. One thing that I wanted to say as well while we're moving into this was that, wow, I remember when Gail and I and the team, we first put together Salon Emotion, the world was so different, and it's like, who knew in a couple of months, we'd have to be doing a whole other kind of look at everything, yeah? But what's so important and what's been so amazing, and as I've been working, which has been such an incredible opportunity with L'Oreal Professional and with Kerastase, who have continued on with their digital education. So it's been such a pleasure because I've been able to see so many viewpoints from around the country. And I think that this is such an incredible opportunity for me to share some of this update of Salon Emotion and what it is moving into and dealing with this COVID-19 environment. My name is Yureesh, for those of you that may not know me. I'm here on behalf of L'Oreal Professional Products Division. I design and facilitate business development, personal development, haircutting education, and facilitation train-the-trainers. I also am a hairstylist behind the chair, who's really patiently waiting for his salon doors to open. And in many respects, I want to speak to everybody from that place. Although I do want to share that with all those hats, because I know how many different type of professionals and industry professionals are going to be watching this, I want you all to know that, so much of what's been going on is I have many different hats in this industry, and all of them have been affected by COVID-19. So just know that I'm speaking to you from that heart, from this place of shared experience, and from a place of true service, yeah? I think that something that I wanted to start off with, honestly, because a piece of information that's been happening, and I've been doing some private coaching, is that actually some salons have already begun to reopen. So, and some are still like, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. Like, I'm in New York, I don't know when we're gonna reopen. So what I can say, and I just wanted to start it with this, is let's be sure that we're connecting and staying engaged if your salon is waiting to reopen right now, yeah? Let's make sure that we're staying engaged and connected with all of our clients via social media, via emails, all these different formats. I'm gonna get a little bit more into that when I discuss the actual 7 steps of the salon experience. That'll be in our window, yeah? I also want to make sure that, like, I really encourage you to stay connected and engaged with your teams. They really need you so much. As leaders, we really need to step up. We're lacking a certain amount of specificity of information, and all the people that we serve are as well. So it's so important that we keep those channels open and that we're available for that support. And lastly, I think it's super important that we make sure that we extend our reach to continue to serve our community. And this is such an amazing format. Again, thank you so much for having me, because this is really what this is all about. This is about community. This is us supporting each other. And I may say that now that we see certain states beginning to reopen and others still with, again, not reopening yet, wow, what an incredible opportunity to really utilize this idea of connected consciousness, where we can all share and grow together as we're all in these various different stages. It's so interesting to really see that this is what's happening in this regard too, because so many businesses are going to look so different. I've taught in salons that are 15,000 square feet. I've taught at salons that are 700, you know? So while there will be, obviously there will be social distancing, obviously there will be many new sanitation protocols that will be implemented in all of our businesses. Safety will be the order of the day, as well as, if I may, adaptability. This is going to be so important with us moving forward, because as we move forward, we want to make sure that we really stand in that strength, that we are creative, that we are resourceful, and that we are true professionals who have real knowledge of how we can serve our clients in the safest possible way, and in a way that not only that won't just revert to just a service, but will still be able to create an experience, because we're thinking about the various different ways that we can do that for them. So with everything that I share with you as we move through how to create an amazing experience with all of your clients as they re-enter the salon in this COVID-19 environment, and as we move through the 7 steps of the salon journey in this COVID-19 environment, just know that every single one of these steps is going to require us to be nimble on our feet so that we can really take advantage of, and I'm going to say it, and it's a strange thing, it's a unique moment when you get to really reimagine your entire business and what's been happening with it, and how you can move forward with a different type of consciousness, a different type of presence. And I think that those that remain adaptable to our current circumstances, I truly believe will not only survive, but they will thrive, and they will reach a level of success that I believe they couldn't even anticipate when this is starting to move through this into what will be the post-COVID-19 experience, which will be in a little bit, yeah? So with that said, I'd like to start off with how we create an experience that surprises and delights. Now, before I really start, I want to do a couple of rules of the road for this particular format. So first thing, I like to be able to see stuff, so I'm wearing my nerd inside glasses right now, okay? So I just want to make sure, I know there may be a little bit of glare from my lights, but I just want you to know, please know that I'm connecting with you and that I'm here. And the reason I'm wearing these, even with a little bit of annoying glare, is so that I can see the faces and I can see the screen and I can connect. 2, I have a couple of notes. There's a number of things, there's so many things and valuable things that I want to share with you. And I'm also going to be speaking largely from the heart, to be honest with you, as that stylist who's patiently awaiting for his salon doors to open as well. But there's some solid things that I came up with. So I don't want you to think that if I look down here, I'm like checking like text or something. I'm not. I'm referring to my notes so that I make sure that I can get you all of the information that you gave your time for in this particular Zoom meeting. So thank you again for that. So now let's dive right in here. One more thing, I will say this, I will open it up after each segment. I think it's important that I want people to feel as though they have voice. I do only have 30 minutes with you today. So after each segment, I will open it up for 10 seconds. I'll say, ooh, if you'd like, unmute, and then I'll take a question. But I'll only take one per segment, not because I don't want to hear more or serve more, but because I want to honor everyone's time. Okay, so first question out, that's the one I'll be addressing. All right? Awesome. Now let's go. Fantastic. So how do we create an amazing customer experience that surprises and delights in this COVID-19 environment? So first thing, from check-in to check-out, seriously, we need to be treating every single client that walks in our doors like VIPs. Be clear on how all of the systems and protocols work so that as they re-enter, we can give them this information from a place of groundedness. This is going to be so important for us as we're moving through and as we continue to serve our clients, that every single team member is aware of all of the sanitation protocols, all of the social distancing protocols, and how they're going to work in your salon environment. The one thing we don't want is any unsureness about what's happening, because if we show that, our clients will see that, and then they'll start getting nervous, and then there you have it. We start losing some trust. So we want to make sure that everybody in the team, and if you're out there viewing a client, they need to be aware of all of the protocols so they can guide and assist and make sure that they're being served in the way that they deserve. Little things never were little. They are particularly not little now, all right? Everything, thinking about really addressing our clients by their names, making sure that they are totally taken care of, making sure that we're connecting not on just a customer level, but on a human level. I think everyone that's listening to this message can totally see that the thing that we have been missing the most is actually connecting with human beings. Not so much in doing business, as important as that is. Does everybody understand what I mean when I say that? Super important that we understand that, so that when they come back into the salon, so when our clients come back, we're able to address them from that place, and we can connect with them from that place, and we can support them from that place. Because something that's happened in all of this, everybody is having a COVID-19 experience, but everybody's experiencing it from different vantage points. Yeah, this has been intense for a lot of people in a lot of different respects. You know, we may have lost, some of our clients may have lost somebody through this. Different things may have taken place. So we want to make sure that we are really grounded in everything, and that we're paying attention and we're connecting to them on that level while we welcome them back to our amazing salons and actually bring them back into creating this amazing experience and professional quality of service. And in creating an experience, and this is going to come up a couple of times, and it comes up a couple of times because it's that important. When we open these doors up again and our businesses start taking clients and start dealing with the reopen or the re-inviting of our places of businesses, please let us strive to always be interested and not be interesting. Okay, and when I say this, I think amazing tool that I think is of super use in this moment is, as we're beginning to open up our salons, let's make sure that we connect with our teams. Let's make sure that we're connecting with friends, maybe family. Let's share our experiences with them so that when we get into the salon, we can stay open and provide the space so that our clients can share the experience that they've had during this time. Right now, if there's any questions, I'm going to stay quiet for 5 seconds. And after that 5 seconds, I'm going to keep on going to the next element, which will actually be the first step of the 7 steps of the salon experience. We will enter into the window. Okay, so I'll be quiet for 5. Please, first question out. If you have one, I would be more than happy to answer and serve you. Okay, with that said, let's move right on to the window. Now, when we're dealing with the window at this particular stage of the game, this is actually, it's going to look like in 2 forms, right? We're going to have a digital window and we're going to have a physical window. They both serve connecting roles, but they serve them in a different way. So first, let's start with our digital window. Let's maximize the potential of this. Let's make sure that we're keeping connected and engaged with our clients through social media, through emails, through any type of electronic means that we can, so that we're sharing information with them. Listen, we all want more information than we have, and we're getting it, you know, more and more as we demand it, to be quite frank with you. But as this is taking place, realize that our clients are just as lost, if not more lost, than we are. So they really want to know when they can get back into the salon. They really want to know when they can get their service again. So let's make sure that we're connecting with them. And even if it's the same information that we shared with them 2 days ago, share any updates that happen. It makes a lot of difference. And it starts building up that trust in that moment where we can really maximize that with our clients, because we're taking care of them. And that really is our true value as professionals, I believe, is our ability to care and be there and serve our clients that we have such strong connection with and built such strong relationships with. Let's make sure that we're staying connected with our teams via Zoom meetings, via voice, text messaging. If you have Slack emails, let's make sure that we're involved in the situation too. What's happening with the salon? If you're a leader of the salon, what's happening with what your plans are? If you're a commissioned stylist in a salon, let's make sure that we're staying connected with all of those that are around us. It's so very important. As I shared again, this whole idea of connection, wow, if we didn't realize its import before, pretty obvious at this point what it means. So let's make sure that we're utilizing these tools to stay connected with all of our teams so that they're super informed about what's happening and feel confident about re-entering into business. And let's make sure that on these platforms, we're providing information that is timely and relevant. What's going on? What will be the new protocols as they start happening so that our clients will be prepared for them upon their first appointment, whether you're open starting like now or whether you're going to open in the foreseeable future. Now, our physical window, this is something that can be really, really exciting actually, because at this moment, and I truly believe this, it's not about reopening, it's about relaunching. Right? So when we're relaunching, let's make sure that we're creating some excitement. Change your window a little bit. Let's share how grateful we are that our clients are coming back to us and how much we've missed them. Again, not as customers, but as human beings. And let's make sure that we're showing what we have to offer them again. It's been a while since they've been in our environment. Let's re-invite them into that situation so that they feel excited about coming back and reconnecting with us on an even deeper level. Yeah. Now, also, let's make sure that in our physical window, we're providing certain information. Now, again, from what I've heard around the country, some people they're not allowing them in the waiting room. You know, they're texting, they're waiting in their car and they'll text when they're allowed to come in. These type of things, we want to make sure that physical window is mirroring what's happening on our digital window so that the information that's relevant to your business and how the protocols and different things are going to be working in your business are super clear to every single person who is entering into your business. All right? I'll give 5 seconds. If there's any questions, unmute. I'd be more than happy to answer. Okay, with that said, I keep on rolling to the reception, and this is the first human contact that we will have with our clients. Actually, is with the reception. It's tremendous responsibility. Yeah. So the first thing we want to make sure of when our clients are whether we're dealing with them on the phone, whether we're dealing with them on the text, we want to make sure that they're getting all the information they need so that they can have a successful first visit, and they feel as though they're informed about the new lay of the land. We're going to want to make sure that we have, when they do show up, big smiles, genuine welcome back, and eye contact. Now listen, we may not be able to touch them and we may be smiling from behind a mask, but we all know that actually eyes can smile too, and so can voices. So let's make sure, even though we're not able to touch our clients, let's make sure that we're showing our gratitude for them in every other way humanly possible. Yeah. Let them know the new lay of the land. There may not be magazines, there may not be coffee, waters, all these various different things. Make sure that they're set up for success, and make sure that they know that these protocols are instituted for their health and safety as well as our own, so that we can stay open for business and we can continue to serve them without any adverse situation happening down the line. And let's make sure, and this is important, okay? Let's make sure that we stay present and aware, and be sure that we're looking at what our clients aren't saying with their mouths, okay? This experience has been really, really intense for a lot of different people, for a lot of different ways, all right? So I share this because we want to be really proactive in how we can serve our clients. Really, our business, what we do is we read people. Let's make sure that we're really reading them from start to finish in their return to the salon, because we want to make sure that we're allaying any fears and we're allaying any uncertainty and making sure that they feel comfortable on this first visit. If there's any questions, I'll take them. I'm going to be quiet for 5 seconds. All right, and we'll keep going. And you know what? I'm actually just going to keep going. If you have any questions, unmute yourself and just like chime in, but I'm only going to take one per step, okay? Awesome, cool. So the next area that we delve into is the consultation. Now, I know that there's people talking about virtual consultations and there's physical consultations. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to be speaking primarily about the physical consultation, all right? Now, first of all, let's be sure that we have one definitively at this point. And let's make sure that we book a little bit of extra time for them as well. There's been a lot of things happening. I can imagine some box color happening. I can imagine a number of different things taking place. And this is going to take a certain amount of presence so that we can make sure that we're fully understanding what needs to happen and how we can serve our clients best. And let's make sure that we're giving them the attention that their loyalty deserves. Let's make sure that we're sharing any temporary protocols. Remember, this is the first step of a journey. And I'm going to share this because as whatever step we're in, let's make sure we're giving a preview of the next step so that we're making sure our clients feel safe and guided through the entire journey. We never want them to enter into an area of the salon without the appropriate information that they need to make sure that they feel safe and still welcome within that environment. All right. Let's be sure that we are solidifying a plan moving forward. Okay. This is really important because now remember, we're not the only people who haven't had revenue for however long has been going on in your area. Our clients will be having that too. So let's make sure that we're really moving forward with empathy, and let's make sure that we have solidify a plan for maybe moving forward with maybe corrections, what's happening with that, damage, whatever may have taken place over this time because of maybe they were using non-professional shampoos, whatever the case may be. Let's make sure that we're supporting them in that. And let's have an eye with empathy when we're dealing with this situation, while still honoring our craft and honoring our business. And in my opinion, I would stay away from just like giving stuff away, but really make sure that you're providing that value and make sure that if your clients who have been so loyal, be loyal to them and repay them in kind. It'll come back triple fold, I guarantee it. And now, this is something that is really, really important. When our clients come in for their consultations, they may be so excited to see us. They'll be like, oh my God, and they want to talk about their kids and what's happened and all this stuff. And it's like, please, totally want to hear all that. And let's make sure that in this moment, we're really focusing on the hair. Bring all the conversation back to hair because, wow, if there's one service we need to get super right, it's this one. Okay, so let's make sure that what we might share is something along the line of like, oh my God, I'm so excited to hear about your entire experience and what's been happening with you and what this has all been for you and your family. Let's connect on this hair thing first. And please, I'm so excited to hear about it all during the service. Yeah, super useful. And I think that that's really going to be necessary because it is going to be like a reunion in the salons. And I'm very excited. A reunion with masks, but a reunion nonetheless. Yeah. Now, after we've done the consultation, now we move to the treatment lounge. At the treatment lounge, this will be an area that has been, wow, could be super changed depending on what's happening, right? Shampoos may not be so long. They may not be safe if they're that long. There may be chair coverings, all these various different things to make sure that everything is super sanitary and super safe for us and for our clients. Now, with that said, if we are rinsing or shampooing in the salon, let's make sure that everything we're doing, it still has intention. Like, let's make sure that we're checking water pressure. Let's make sure that we are dealing with hand pressure. Even if it's fast, let's be present and let's not be mindless while we do it. And I would anticipate that after this whole experience, treatments would be the order of the day at this point, which actually, if I can back it up so that we can move forward, I might say we want to discuss that and what retail they've been using during the consultation, yeah? So that as we move through the service, we keep building on that so that they can actually have that take-home retail so that we're truly serving them from before, during, and after their service, which is so important in the salon emotion concept, okay? So in this vein, let's make sure that they know what's available. Let's make sure that they're comfortable, and this is of primary importance. When we leave that shampoo area, that thing needs to be clean. If we need to book extra time for this, and this is going to be a big issue because cleanliness is going to be an issue, and I'm not going to speak for everybody, so I'm going to make a general message. If it's for you, it's great. If it's not, there you go, right? Is that if you have more staff, maybe apprentices, associates there, make sure they're like Santa's little helpers right behind, making sure that everything is super sanitized so that the next client can come immediately in there and feel safe. okay? Something that is so important now that will actually really become relevant in the service portion, which is next, is we want to make sure that, boy, we used to hide our sanitation practices before. No more. We need to be showcasing exactly how sanitary we are. It's like, look at me, putting combs and quads, boom, boom, yes, loving it. You understand what I mean? And this is the same thing with the bowls. As people are cleaning them, this actually isn't something to be hidden. This is something to be showcased, okay? Because in all of that, this is what's going to make everybody feel safer so that they can start to relax. This is going to be a real trick. We've been social distancing for a while. 21 days is what it takes to build a habit. So we all have it. So we're going to have to start easing into this so that we can start connecting again on a real human level. And those will be all super important things moving forward at the treatment lounge. All right. Now, when we move into the service, this is where we can reintroduce our clients to the professional difference in many regards, right? This is where we want to make that cleanliness known. We want to be taking theatrical, if you need to, about how clean you're being, about taking freshly sanitized combs. What have you done with your shears? Are you applying new gloves? Make sure that all of this is out in the open and nothing is hidden so that your clients feel super safe with you. All right. Our clients may have been coloring their own hair. They may have been cutting their own bangs. I'll say this. Empathy is the order of the day. All right. Let's not make anybody feel bad about anything that they did in a global pandemic conditions. Okay. This is that time where it's like, listen, girl, I got you. I understand. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to start making this right. I promise. And again, like I said earlier, make sure that you set forth a solid plan moving forward so that they know how much money will be spent, how much time will be spent, being sensitive to this experience that we've all had, losing a little bit of revenue perhaps, okay? So let's make sure that we're sensitive to that. And next, after this, now these are all tricky things, okay, in this respect. I will say this about the service to back it up again to move forward. When we're doing our clients, let's make sure that everything that we're using is out and visible, all right? We don't want to be now just taking, it's a different mentality that we have to do leading into retail. We won't probably be able to hand our clients product hand to hand. These are different things that, and I'm not going to speak for an entire countrywide, but I will speak for what would generally be sanitation practices. And in that moment, we still want the client to see what we're using. We still want to explain why we're using it. We still want to explain the benefit of the professional difference. Many of our clients may have run out of shampoos and professional products and all of these various different things while they've been in quarantine. Some not. But we want to make sure that in this new situation where color corrections may happen, all of these various different things may go on, we want to make sure that they're at least seeing the products we're using and explaining the value that they have to them, all right? And now when we move into the retail, let's make sure that our clients are really understanding what needs to happen now. If a color correction is started, your hair needs to change. So we need to start working on different types of product ranges until we're back to health again. Let's make sure that we are providing the value. I'm going to say it again. And this is so important during this whole thing. Let's make sure that we are providing the value that is going to justify the price of our service and of the retail. Okay, listen, our clients, this has been tough for a lot of people. A lot of people are going to be looking at where to trim the fat. Let's make sure that we make that cut by making sure that we're providing enough value. Okay, and let's make sure that from the retail perspective, we're taking the friction out of that. Listen, depending on how this works in your salons, and again, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but I can say, let's make sure that everything is waiting for them. Our game is going to be about anticipation. Our game is going to be about proactive, not reactive at this point. So if we have those things, if they're interested in buying shampoos, conditioner, let's make sure that what we use is in that bag, ready for them to grab in the cleanest, safest way that your salon and your business has decided to institute its safety protocols and its sanitation protocols, okay? And then lastly, when we're at the checkout, All right, there's two different checkouts. We're going to have a personal checkout from the service provider and then the checkout at the front desk, okay? Now, service provider, let's make sure that we say goodbye properly with intention and gratitude. Our clients' loyalty means so much to us all. Let's make sure that we share it with them. Thank you so much for coming. I have missed our conversation. I've missed our laughs. Do you see? Thank them for who they are, not what they just gave you. All right. Let's be sure that we are rebooking our clients. Remember, their usual schedules may be off a little bit. Okay. So in that regard, let's make sure that we're letting them know when we expect to see them back. All right. And let's make sure that we are also being really clear on the monetary aspect of this in this time. Let's make sure we're front loading that so that they're not surprised on the back end. Let's not let any element that can begin to break trust with our clients creep in for even a second. All right. And let's make sure that we, however this looks, let's make sure that we're smiling with our eyes and we're referring to everybody by their name. Use every single tool in your arsenal that you have to connect, because our touch, which is generally our go-to as stylists, will probably be gone for the foreseeable future. Now, from the front desk perspective, let's make sure we close that rebook and let's make sure we close that retail sale. Yeah, you're the last quality check. The reception is the bookends of the experience. You started it, now you're going to end it. And let's make sure that our clients love their experience and their hair and their service, not just liked it. Liked it isn't going to be good enough, particularly moving forward in this environment. We got to be talking about love. All right. And when that happens, let's make sure that you do that final last check. And if there is anything to be said or anything that maybe it was okay and not amazing, let's make sure that the service provider is aware of that so that it can be addressed more in the immediacy than later. Super important. And let's make sure that as they leave, we use their name, we look them in the eyes, and we smile. All right. I know it sounds so ridiculous because we're all going to be wearing masks, but everybody knows you could be like this, like a ninja. When I'm smiling, you could see it in my eyes, and it's this truth for every single person who's watching this video. Now, there's one last thing that I'll close with that I really want to share. And I think it's really important. The key to our success right now in this moment and moving forward, that'll be transformational for all of us and our businesses. Let's not forget this event. Let's not live in it, but let's not forget it. All right. Let's not forget what it was like to not be able to earn revenue, to not be able to practice our craft and our passion, to not be able to see the clients that we spent years, sometimes decades, building relationships with. And let's not forget what it was like to not see our team members that are our extended families. It's in that gratitude and in that remembering that now moving forward, we will never take for granted what it is to open up those salon doors. We will never take for granted what it is to have a client who isn't just return business, but is a true loyal client who is as invested in their relationship with you as you are with them. And let's make sure that we never lose gratitude for the amazing spaces that we've been able to build our businesses in and the amazing team members that we've been able to connect with in our journey in this profession. I just really want to say thank you so much to every single person that has been on this Zoom. And thank you so much to every single person who is going to be watching this on whatever platform that you're going to be watching with moving forward. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your presence. And thank you so much for your commitment to this industry and to each other as artists and as professionals. Trust when I tell you this too shall pass. And remember, the test always comes before the testimony. And we will all come out of this stronger and even better than we ever entered it into. I hope this was useful to everyone. I'm not sure if anybody's going to close this out. If you are, please interrupt me right now. I want to be super honoring of your time. I went over by about 5 minutes. Thank you. What?
You are good.
Oh, thank you so much. See, I could have kept going. I was on. You know what I mean? But I wanted to make sure that my amazing hosts had the opportunity to close it down the way they like to do it. But I wanted to make sure that I had my last little message and I was able to give a proper goodbye to every single person who gave me their time and actually watched this. Thank you so much, Sheila.
Well, you are amazing, and we've got so many like pearls of wisdom, nuggets, whatever you want to call them. In the South, we call them pearls. So
I'll take it, you know.
So I have got a whole bag of them, and I do appreciate it, and it was so timely, and we're going to look forward to having you back, okay?
Oh, please, Sheila, all you ever have to do is ask. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Take care.